told you this story. Nunu was the first American I ever met. Never even talked to one before.
So how did you meet Nunu?
My dad says when you're 18, you can go on holiday by yourself, with your friend or whoever. It's okay. 19, Josephine went with us. The wind's blowing. Josephine went with me, but my dad, they stayed in a hotel, but they let me go to a boarding house where bed and breakfast. Yeah, 19. I was spoiled though. God. And then I didn't tell them when I met Nunu that I'd met an American. Because, Nunu was the first American I ever met. Never even talked to one before. But my parents were there for a week. They went back home, but the Saturday they went back home, my sister and brother-in-law and the 2 kids, they came. And there was hang on. Shut up. So, and they went into a trailer, caravan. And so I told my sister and brother-in-law about, and they met Nunu.
What'd they say? Oh.
Liked him. Good. Yeah. So, I think it was my sister that told my mom about Nunu.
What'd your mom say?
Nothing really, because she didn't think anything, on vacation and you meet. See, because when Nunu would go back to base, they'd just come up for the weekend. So Nunu went back to base, and there was 2 guys from Birmingham that me and Josephine met. I got pictures of us sitting on the beach with. So during the week, we was with these 2 guys from Birmingham. And then when Nunu and Larry come up to Yarmouth for the weekend, well, we didn't see them, But I didn't think Nunu would come back. Because first time we met them, the beach.
He said that we went right to the beach. Well, we didn't do that. Because we couldn't be back to the base.
It was a ramp onto the sand.
And they had these little ramps that went down like this, and if you wanted to park your car there, you can go out on the beach. So, I mean, a little bit of a walk, but so we said, have you ever seen the submarine races?
And so Nunu pulled up there, and that's when he says, we're going to watch for submarines. And he didn't know I wore glasses, because I didn't have them on. So we're sitting in the front, and he says, oh, there's one, look, there's a submarine. See the light, see the light? I says, oh, he had.
But you couldn't see.
I couldn't see a thing. But I just went along with him, right? He must have thought, oh, I got right one here.
We're parked there, and there's ships out there way far up. But they have lights. So I says, there, and now wear glasses. And they're unique too. She's looking. I said, you're going to see them disappear occasionally because they go underwater. Oh, so she.
And so then he says, there's more room in the back seat. Let's get in the back seat. Dummy me. So, okay. So we get out, and he opened the door for me. I thought, oh, he's polite. I got in first, and then he got in.
What kind of car was it?
Oh, geez, you don't want to know. I don't know where the pictures are. It was blue. Some parts were yellow. And then he had 3 women.
Oh yeah, the silhouettes.
Silhouettes of 3 women on both sides of the fenders. And yeah, because when we come out of the pub where we met, he says, "There's my car." I said, "I'm not going in there."
Didn't you walk?
No. He says, "Well, the bowling alley's down the street and that." Josephine's, "Come on, Christine. Please, Christine. Come on, Christine."
And I said, "I'm not getting in that car." I said, "Well, then, when you walk at the end of this one, walk 2 more blocks down, you'll see us upstairs." She said, "Well, I'm not going to walk." I said, "Well, then you have to get in the car." Yeah, it was I pictured that like it was yesterday.
So anyway, then after the bowling alley, we had a couple of drinks, and then we went to the beach.
So you didn't meet on the beach? The first time you met was at the
At the beer. Yeah, that's the first time we met. Definitely. Yeah. She remembers that because she'll even tell you. I remember the year.
Mm-hmm.
It was a nice pub. And we never seen it before. And these 2 other girls showed up. But we tried to get the hell out of there.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we went to the bowling alley.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know they had one in England. 3 lanes. So,
So when we got to the beach, Larry and Josephine got out, and they took a blanket from the trunk, Nunu's car, and they went out on the beach. Like I said, Nunu opened the door for me, got in, and then all of a sudden, he starts with his hands. I'm thinking, oh my God, no.
So Larry was with Josie, and I had an Air Force blanket in the back. He says, "Let me grab the blanket, and Josie and I will go out on the beach." So Nan and I stayed in the car. So Josie and Larry went, and that's where the story comes in about me saying, it's kind of cramped in here. I said, "Why don't we sit in the back seat?" So she says, "Oh, okay." And I opened the door for her, and she got in. And she thought she told me this. "Oh, what a gentleman!" You open it.
So I moved over, then he moved over, then the hands again, I moved again. Now I'm up against the door. He's got me up against this door. I thought, I gotta get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wasn't very far from where we were staying anyway. I thought, Josephine could do what she wants, but this is not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
We started kissing and all that stuff, and my hands would start going, and she'd like to see her, And I didn't get that much resistance normally in England.
Mm-hmm.
So as I started getting closer to her, she started moving further over. And we were just making out like more, So then all of a sudden she starts moving further, and she says to grab for the door handle.
So I went to get the door handle. He took it out.
Shut up.
There's no way I could get out.
Oh my God, that's creepy.
It's scary too. And I just looked at him and I just went like this. I said, "I'm sorry." I said, "But I'm not the kind of girl that you used to."
Uh-huh.
And he said he respected me for that,
Mm-hmm.
So it was just kissing after that, no more hands roaming or whatever he wanted. Yeah, no.
And there's no door handle there. Well, I was kind of remodeling the car, and I took the door handle off.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember why, but there was only one way out, and that was the way we got in. So I ended up getting close. She says, "Stop! I'm not that type of. I don't know what you're used to going out with, but I'm not that type of a lady."
So then what? Like, then you, like, went home for the night, and then how'd you see him again?
Well, they took us back to the rooming house, boarding house, and they said they'd see us Wednesday. So me and Josephine went up to our room. I said, they're not going to come back. She says, yes, they will, yes, they will. I thought, well, what you must have been doing on the sand, Larry will come back. But what happened to me in the back of that car? He's not coming back, you know. So it comes Wednesday, Josephine gets all ready and all this and that, and I just, you know, fixed up nothing because I knew that he wasn't coming. There's no way.
She didn't think we were going to come back. Josie was all ready. And Nana, I think, Nana never wore a lot of makeup. She didn't need it. She'd wake up in the morning, she didn't need makeup. I mean, she looked good.
And all of a sudden, we heard car honking.
Oh my God.
Josephine looked out the window. She says, Christine, she says, they're right here. I says, you gotta be kidding. She says, no, they're here. They're in the car.
So I blew the horn. And Josephine looked out the window. She says, they're here. And Nana says, you're kidding me.
So we just went out and to a pub, and you know, just after that he respected.
Dang. What year was that?
63.
Hmm.
July of 63. And then he started coming up to my house for the weekend. That was July. September, I think he took a European tour with one of his buddies. And I didn't see him again until September. And then he came up with Larry again for Josephine. And then we'd go up to my sister's and babysit Keith and Beverly, my niece and nephew. And then Josephine and Larry would get on the couch and fall asleep. And me and Nunu would fall asleep on the floor, you know, blankets and. But he never tried anything then.
Wow.
No. But he always says, he'll tell you, he always told his buddies, if I found a girl that told me no, he said I'd end up marrying her.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's why I says to him, yeah, if I was like the girls you was used to going with, you wouldn't have married me. He says no.
Some time ago, I said, if I ever met an English girl that someone refused me, I says, I'd probably marry him. And bigger than hell, I told, because I fell in love with her, and I told Larry, I says, I'm going to marry that girl.
Wait, then when did you get engaged?
He bought me an eternity ring. I didn't want an engagement ring because I'd been engaged to this English paratroop. I mean, I started school with him. We went through school together and everything. But then when he was a paratrooper, and he was stationed down south of England, and he was messing around on me, and one of the girls wrote me a letter to tell me all about it. And he came home on leave, and knocked on the front door. I opened it, and I told him, showed him the letter. I said goodbye, and that was it.
He didn't say like, no.
No,
Damn.
he didn't know what to say.
Yeah. Coward.
Yeah. So that was it. And then Nunu started coming up on the weekends, 115 miles one way he'd drive.
Oh my God.
Him and Larry.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Winding roads. They didn't have main roads then. You know, like the Dan Ryan or something like that. We didn't have them. They do now. But then it was just winding roads and
Oh my God.
yeah, and that was it.
Wow.
And then
Wait, so did you see Nunu after you got the letter about the guy?
I didn't even know Nunu.
Oh,
No, I hadn't met him yet.
okay.
No. No, I was only 18 then. Because he went overseas. John did.
Mhm.
And it was when he come back that he always liked his women anyway.
Mhm.
In fact, one time we was down in Beeston at the pub and we was drink. I never got drunk. And but he used to like his booze.
Mhm.
And he was walking me to the bus stop for me to go home because his parents lived there where we was in Beeston.
Mhm.
And I don't know what he called me a horrible name.
Why?
Swore it was drunk. And this is when he got drunk. This is what he'd do, and I just had enough of it. I don't know what he called me. I know I didn't like it,
Mhm.
so I just stopped walking. I turned around and I went. And he put his hands up, and all I saw was blood coming between. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
You're amazing.
Yeah. I thought, you don't mess with me. This is because I'll tell you what now. My brother will get. That's Bernard, Uncle Bernard.
Oh.
Because he did look out for me, my brother.
Mhm.
And I thought, don't mess,
Mhm.
because he'll get you. But anyway, after that I met Nunu.
So wait, what year did you meet John?
Oh, we was 5 years old.
Oh,
We
yeah.
started school.
And then
And then at 17, I saw him until I left school at 16. And then 17, he'd already joined up.
Mhm.
And he was in the pub, Johnson Arms, top of the street where I used to live.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He was in there, and Uncle Bernard, that's where Uncle Bernard used to go,
Mhm.
and my parents. And anyway, so Uncle Bernard brought him to the house. And that's when we started going out together again.
Dang.
Yeah. Until that episode,
How old were you at that episode?
17,
And then when did you meet Nunu?
when I was 19.
And then how long after?
No, I was 20. I can't remember. Anyway, when we got married, I was 20 in December, but in the January, I was 21.
Okay.
So Nunu was getting discharged because where I used to work, they knew I'd met this American and all this and that. And these two older men. And the warehouse, it's like rows of stuff where you sent in orders and we would pack the orders and have them sent out. So you'd walk down these rows and grab a box of what they ordered. So I'm down this row and I'm up like this getting the box down, and one of these older men came across the top and he says, looks like you're putting a little bit of weight on there, Christine.
What the hell?
I said, I beg your pardon? He says, looks like you're putting a little bit of weight on. I don't believe this.
What'd you say?
I don't think I said anything.
Really?
Mm-mm. But I told my mother about it. And so from there, let's see. Nunu bought me he wanted to buy me an engagement ring from off a base.
Mhm.
Excuse me. But he really didn't have the money, you know.
Mhm.
Because before we got married, he had to show, you know, whoever's in charge, he had so much money in the bank. Well, he didn't. So he had to write to his parents to see if he could borrow $300 and some, so that they send it, he'd put it in his bank, and then he had enough money for us to get married.
Wow. You had to have a certain amount of money to get married?
Yeah. So then I didn't want an engagement ring because I'd already had an engagement ring,
Mhm.
you know, from John.
Mhm.
I kept it.
Mhm.
He didn't get it back. I sold it. Yeah. And so Nunu bought me an eternity ring,
Mhm.
which your father flushed down the toilet.
Oh my God.
Mhm. When he learned how to walk and flush,
Mhm.
he got it off of my dresser and flushed it.
Was he in big trouble?
Not really. So anyway, Nunu was coming every weekend, and then he asked my parents for permission for us to get married.
So you met July 63, and when did he ask your parents for permission?
September. About October.
3 months after you met?
October, November. Yeah.
Oh my God.
See, because Nunu was getting discharged in the January
Uh-huh.
of 64.
Mhm.
But he did say, he says, I'll go back and get discharged and I'll send for you.
What stories are you telling about me now?
How good you are. Told her about the back seat of the car on the way. So he asked my parents, you know, if we could get me, if they would give permission for us to get married. And my dad says she's going to be 21 in a couple of months. And they could see that what he was like, and it hurt my mother, you know, because I was, like I said, the youngest. I was spoiled.
Mhm.
But went downtown with my parents, got the marriage certificate, and they signed it, and you know, and all this and that. And then I went to church, and I took lessons being a Catholic.
What were you?
I wasn't anything. No. So I used to go 3 times a week for lessons. Father Jones. I'll never forget him.
Mhm.
3 times a week. And then we had the wedding rehearsal on the Friday. The 6th of December, we had the wedding rehearsal. And after the wedding rehearsal, I was baptized a Catholic.
Oh my gosh.
Boy, did he put that water on me. He soaked me. Oh, he was funny though. And then you're not allowed to tape your wedding. But with Nunu's family being overseas, they didn't come over. The priest says you can tape your wedding. So Nunu went to my sister's for the night. He dropped me off. We were sitting in the car outside my parents' house, and at midnight my sister was there. She come out, she says, Christine, come on. She says, it's 12 o'clock. He can't see you after 12 o'clock. I guess it's bad luck, you know.
Uh-huh.
So I went in. Nunu went with Alan, Uncle Alan, and my sister to their house with the kids. They left. And then the next day, Nunu and them, they all went to church. shouldn't tell you this, but you don't know how many times I could have fooled, cheated on Nunu.
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts, where I worked. Otis, elevator guy. He wanted to take me out. Was he cute? And he had piercing blue eyes. Him. There was the Mexican that had his own company, air conditioning and refrigerator repair. Him. He followed me home.
Oh my
Because
god.
I used to work till midnight. And he followed me so far, and I knew he was following me, so I pulled into where there was all stores, and it was all lit up. And
That's good.
I said, "What are you doing?" He says, "Well, I want to get to know you better and all this." I said, "Look, I'm married. I'm sorry, but I'm married." So that was it, but he still kept coming in. And boy, he used to leave me a good tip. Oh yeah. Who else? When I first came over here, I used to work in a factory where they made the dish soap.
Oh.
Well, the guy that used to run it, because I was on the line where the bottles used to be filled and that, he's always hanging around me, trying putting his arm around me and this and that. And I told Nunu, because I was very naive, again, he says, "That's it, you quit."
Wow.
So go with me. Yeah. So, I mean, there's more than once I could have fooled her, but there was no way. Yeah, I had our ups and downs and, and all this and that, but everybody does. But I won't swap him.
I can't believe you got engaged after 3 months.
Well, yeah. But you see, I knew. Nunu knew. And that's what he'll tell you. He just, that was it. He knew.
Wow.
So.
When did you know?
I think pretty quick because he made me feel comfortable, And I knew he wasn't going to try and take advantage of me. I mean, when we got married, my sister and brother-in-law and the kids stayed with my parents, and they let us use their house for the night. And Josephine, and I don't know who else, drove to my sister's house, changed the sheets, whatever you do, and put Rysol in the bed. And they took out the light bulb. Thank goodness.
Why?
Nunu never saw me with no clothes on. How long?
Really?
I
Why?
didn't want him to see me. I was shy. Yeah. So when we got there, I went upstairs, jumped into bed. I thought, what the? So Nunu come up and we shook. My mother bought me a negligee with the thing. I still got that in there, I think. And we shook all the rice on the floor, made the bed up again, and then got into bed. And then Nunu figured, well, I'm married now, so he starts with this. I says, "Can we listen to the wedding tape?"
Oh.
So I want to hear the wedding tape. Bless him, he played it. He did. We still got it in there. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Then when we got moved, because the next day after we got married we went back to my parents' house and we had dinner there, and then we went back to base because Nunu had got an apartment for us, and there was two other couples living in this house. So we got back there. Our bedroom was upstairs and the bathroom was upstairs. So I went up to take a bath and I locked the door.
Mm-hmm.
Nunu comes up. What you got the door locked for? I
Yeah.
said, I'm taking a bath. He says, we're married. Well, oh, he didn't see me naked for, I don't know how long. I mean, not years. And now, hey, when we're here by ourselves, this comes off, I get on this bed, I walk around, I ride on there naked. He says, boy, it's not like it used to be, is it?
That's so funny.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Yep.
So when was the last time you talked to Josephine?
She goes on the thing, leaves messages. And, I tell Nunu what to say and eats. And
Oh, on Facebook?
yeah. She came over once,
Really, when?
about 3-4 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
How does she look?
Still looks the same. But older, but you can still tell it's her. Like, with me, I don't look like I did. But inside, I don't feel old.